Hello, everyone. I'm Ethan Workman. I'm a freshman student here at the University of Kentucky. In this video, I'll be showing the changes that I made to two infographics regarding hip hop. I took these two infographics and combined them together to make a more cohesive and appealing infographic regarding the topic at hand. These infographics were made with the knowledge that I gained through the course ICT 200. Part 1. Overview of original infographics. Two infographics that I looked at were regarding statistics that relate to the hip hop industry. First of the two infographics that I looked at had to do with famous rappers Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar, titled Who is the King of Hip Hop? You could argue that these are the three biggest artists in the hip hop landscape. The infographic focuses on the careers of these three up until about 2013 when the graphic was made. The same year as graphic number 2. We will be getting to that later. The data shown in infographic number 1, let's call it infographic DKJ for short, shows data from these rappers' careers that have to do with sales, Grammys, and word use. The graphic shows a silhouette of the three rappers' heads and their data above. The second infographic shows hip-hop sales from the year 2013, as well as other information about the genre from that year, including who listens to hip-hop is defined by gender, who listens to hip-hop defined by age, 2013's bestsellers, the all-time best-selling albums in hip-hop, and the Forbes list for highest-earning rappers in that year. The data shows percentages, sales in millions, pie charts, and more. Part 2. Analysis of the original graphics. The first graphic, the one that features the big three of Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, shows a bit more simple and plain to me. It is a clean graphic though, but I feel as if the statistics really don't have an importance when they are shown up against the rest of the hip-hop landscape around this time. There could be more imagery going on when the sales and Grammy nominations are mentioned. Overall, I thought it did not show how successful the big three are compared to the rest of their contemporaries, which was a massive disservice to the infographic in my opinion. The second infographic is based on the industry as a whole. I found that the two infographics had to deal with sales though, and are not the same type of graph and are difficult to read. There were some things about this infographic that needed to be more concise than they were, which is really my only large issue with it. Part 3. Explanation of design choices for the new infographic. For the new infographic, I chose a teal, dark orange, and gray color scheme. I think these new colors blend well together, and hopefully you do too. I also chose them because they aren't so loud that you can't understand the information that's being given to you on the chart. There's some small imagery that I placed on the second part of the new infographic, displaying some money when talking about the Forbes list. For example, I made another list to the right of the Forbes list showing the earnings of the big three in the year 2013. The album sales charts for 2013 and the all-time sales charts were different kinds of graphs from each other in the original and hard to read. To fix this, make the graphs into bar graphs and easier to read, while putting all the graphs on the same page instead of having them on separate pages in the original. I think that this is the best way to compare the three biggest artists in the hip hop industry to the rest of their contemporaries and see how much money they made in 2013. Even though 2/3 of the big three didn't release albums that year, money is a way that people define success this day and age. So I thought, why not? Part 4. Critical thinking. I believe that I put my critical thinking to use in this by creating a new infographic that compared industry giants. Through the use of creative thinking, I was able to find a more appealing and clean color palette while keeping the infographic organized and clean. Before I had to create the new infographic, I had to research some good online hip-hop infographics and find out what kind of information that I wanted to use to convey my message onto the new infographic. Overall, when doing this, there was a lot of fun in making this project, and when it came down to creating the graphs, I ended up really enjoying the creative process. Conclusion. In my conclusion to this topic, I find that the big three are not actually the big three when it comes down to dollars and cents. They are by no measure poor though. Kendrick and J. Cole earned far less than their contemporaries in that year. This could be explained from the two having bad record deals in 2013. Now all three of these artists own their own labels, and I have an explanation for it at the end of this infographic right here, and it shows the big three compared to the rest of the Forbes list, and you will be seeing that shortly. And there it is, and there is my explanation. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Have a nice day.